Could you imagine being such a high level athlete that even LeBron James thinks you're one of a kind? That's the case with Amen Thompson, and while he's incredibly athletic, the 21-year-old is a very savvy basketball player as well. The Rockets are currently second in the Western Conference, and the improvement of Thompson has been a major factor. I'm going to take a deeper dive into his game and show how he makes such a difference for the Rockets on both ends of the floor. Entering the NBA last season after playing as a primary ball handler at Overtime Elite, the biggest question about Thompson was how his offensive game would translate given that he wasn't much of an outside shooter. While he still struggles in that regard, Thompson in his second season has improved his shooting percentages from all parts of the floor and with the ball in his hands. Last year, per Synergy, he ranked in the 35th percentile on a per possession basis scoring out of pick and roll. This season, he ranks in the 59th percentile, and while he has hit some jumpers out of the action, his ability to get to the paint is what makes him so dangerous. Here, Thompson brings the ball up, and as he starts picking up speed, Jock Landale comes and sets a screen on his defender. This results in Denny Avdia having to switch on to Thompson, though that's a tough ask with the 21-year-old having a head of steam going downhill. Not surprisingly, Thompson is able to work his way into the paint, and while Avdia does a nice job sticking with him, the second year pro shows nice touch finishing the contested shot off the glass. In this instance, Thompson is going to run right side pick and roll while being defended by DeLon Wright. While Thompson uses the Steven Adams screen here, notice the change of pace compared to the last drive. He now has Wright on his back and Bobby Portis in front of him, so you might expect him to try and blow by Portis here. Instead, he creates space with a sidestep to get into a floater, draws contact from Wright, and shows nice touch on the shot while drawing the foul. Thompson also scores in ways you typically don't see from a player listed at 6'7". The Rockets on occasion will utilize him as a roll man and pick and roll, which can create some easy baskets out of slip screens or short rolls. Here, Jalen Green is bringing the ball up, and Thompson sets the screen on Josh Hart. After Thompson sets the screen, Hart rotates to Green to double him, while Thompson starts a short roll to the basket. Green finds him, and off the catch, you might assume Thompson will make the pass to Fred Van Vliet in the right corner. Then again, you don't have Thompson's athleticism. He fakes the pass in midair, which gets Mikal Bridges off balance, and then drives to the basket for a thunderous dunk. Thompson's other unique skills is offensive rebounding. Of the 23 players averaging 2.5 or more offensive boards per game this season, he's the only one that isn't a center, though him doing this creates possessions for the Rockets, which leads to opportunities for both himself and others. Here, after the Jalen Green miss, Thompson runs in to grab the board between two Pelicans defenders. Though after offensive rebounds, you can catch the defense out of sorts. As Thompson puts the ball on the floor, you could see there are already some potential advantages, as one Pelican defender is frantically trying to run back into the play. That defender running back into the play goes to defend Green, and as Thompson starts driving baseline, Fred Van Vliet drifts into the left corner for an open look from three. The 21-year-old finds him for what leads to 3 points off the open triple. In this instance, Alperen Şengün takes a face-up jumper, and notice Thompson is in the dunker spot around the right baseline. Though as the shot is in the air, look how Thompson immediately starts positioning himself to grab a potential rebound. He hauls it down with a defender on each side of him, and you could see immediately that Şengün is working his way towards the basket. Thompson notices this, and as he lands, passes it to his cutting teammate, which leads to an easy layup. Then there's what makes Thompson really special, his defense. Between his ability to defend players of various sizes, high-end lateral movement, and impressive instincts, you're looking at someone who might already be one of the league's best perimeter defenders. Here, Thompson initially starts defending Spencer Dinwiddie, but as he passes it to Luka Doncic, immediately goes to set a screen. Thompson switches onto Doncic, but now has a Derek Lively screen to work through, though he navigates that screen easily. While Lively is rolling to the rim and Thompson has help there, going against the crafty Doncic in pick and roll is no easy task. Doncic tries some of his fakes to draw contact, but Thompson doesn't bite, and he's forced into a tough turnaround jumper that the 21-year-old does a great job of contesting. On this possession, Thompson is defending Tyrese Maxey, who is extremely fast with the ball in his hands. Maxey initially tries receiving the ball off a handoff to create some space, but Thompson quickly works through that screen. Unable to create space, Maxey resets and a teammate comes over to set a screen. While going away from the screen could typically be deceiving, it doesn't fool Thompson, who's able to stay stride for stride with Maxey going downhill. He then does a great job of contesting Maxi's layup attempt while forcing him to use his offhand. The second year player also is wise beyond his years in terms of displaying anticipation and rotations that can lead to steals or blocks. Here with Seth Curry in pick and roll, Thompson is initially defending the screener, though with his assignment not being much of a shooting threat, he drops back towards the paint. Meanwhile, as Curry gets into the paint, it appears he might get a clean look here, as he got by his defender, and the two Rockets around the restricted area might not get there in time to contest. Thompson has other ideas. Curry goes up for what looks like a clean layup before the 21-year-old flies in for the emphatic block. In this instance, Thompson's initially defending Damian Lillard, but Brooke Lopez comes in setting a quick screen that forces a switch. And Thompson then switches on the Bobby Portis once he gets in the paint. As Lillard drives into the paint, you could see Thompson rotates to help, though he doesn't do so in a manner where he's selling out and leaving Portis wide open. Lillard tries the layup, but Thompson swats it with his offhand as the Rockets try and push the pace the other way. So, what's Thompson's ceiling as a player? It will take time to find out, but we could be looking at a future star. Given his high end defense and willingness to do the little things, he's already a very valuable player. Though, if he could become even a slightly below league average jump shooter, things can get scary. Though he has shown improvement knocking down corner threes, which is encouraging. In the meantime, Thompson has proven he could create some offense for himself and others in a few different ways, along with being dynamic in transition when given the chance. The Rockets have an impressive young core, and Thompson's unique skill set makes him a foundational player who you will be hearing a lot more about as the season progresses. If you made it this far, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my basketball analysis throughout the 2024-25 season.